I'm prepared like never before, and I'm pretty sure that I deserve to be the champion this year.
I'm gonna be the champion because I think that I'm the best driver on the grid.
I won 6 races this year and I won the title again after 2021.
We have the best car, we have the best team, I have the best teammates. But you never know in EuroNASCAR, so we see on Sunday.
Because I have the best team, the best car and the best driver.
They start from zero and they improve race by race, and it's correct to arrive to the final lap.
We work very well with PK Car Sport, 6 poles out of 6 wins. Let's finish the job and take the title. Let's do it, guys.
I have what it takes to be the champion, do you?
I'm gonna be the champion because I'm gonna win.
Because I won the title again.
I can assure you, I will win the championship.
I have the best team.
I never give up.
Let's see who will be the champion.
It's the final day of the season in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. This is the Circuit Zolder, this is the NASCAR GP Belgium, and this is the title decider in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series EuroNASCAR 2 division. And it is going to be all advantages pointing towards Martin Dubek. Dubek, who starts 6th on the grid for this race, he has a comfortable points advantage going into the fight for this trophy. 45 points clear of Patrick Schauber. That effectively means that he needs to finish 19th or higher, and he is guaranteed the title. Martin Dubek is in a very strong position. Patrick Schauber in 2nd place. Thomas Krasonis moved up to 3rd place in yesterday's race. Thomas Toffel in 4th position, and Jack Davidson rounds out the championship top 5. Then it's Melvin Groot who leads in the Legend Trophy. Victor Neumann in the top 10, and he leads the Rookie Trophy. Ariana Casoli is your Lady Trophy leader, but spare a thought for Jill Lindster, 7th in the standings at the moment. Had another mechanical issue yesterday. He's had a rotten run of form, or run of luck, more so than form, in 2024. And unfortunately, his car did not make it to the flag yesterday, and that has dropped him well down the standings. Conversely, Claudio Remedio Capelli, who took the win yesterday, his 2nd win of the season, he moves up to 8th in the standings. He has great momentum, potentially headed into the 2025 season. Let's go down there, though, to the grid. We're 14 minutes from the countdown to command, and Andre Vigol is down there.
Thank you. Here with Thomas Toffel. In the past, finish line in 1st, but there was a penalty, so you didn't get the win, but you got the taste how it is to cross the finish line in 1st. Now it's another chance, starting from the front row, right?
Yeah, sure. It's a chance to start in the front row. Yesterday I was feeling so good, also with the tricky condition at the end of the race. So we will see. The race is long. There is wet parts, dry parts, so it will be tricky for sure. And yeah, I will do my best.
About yesterday, you charged from the rear of the field towards the top 10. You ended up in the top 10. How does it to overtake people there?
No, I was really motivated because I had so much mechanical problem during the weekend. I broke 2 engines, so couldn't do the qualifying for the pro and for the 2. So it was a pleasure to drive, and I think also to drive fast. The pleasure is really important to have this good feeling to make the difference.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andre. Great to hear from the driver of the number 34 car, that being the driver who's really been on form in this second season. Thomas Toffel now in the top 5 of the standings, sitting 4th in the championship. He could end his season on a high here. As he alluded to, on pole position, it's he and Claudio Remeggio Capelli on the front row of the grid. And Andre, we're with you.
Claudio, another front row start after your second NASCAR win yesterday. You're getting used to it, right?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat the question?
No problem. You're getting used to be in front row at the front of the field.
No, Girelli is used. I'm a rookie in that field, so yes. Second place, you know, the worst place to be. But I hope in a good race, no mistake from me, no mistake from Thomas. You know, we are good friends, if sometimes with us, but we are good friends. We were in the same team last year. We know what to do in the first row, in first turn. Q.
All right, thank you so much and good luck. Grazie mille. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Andre. So an interesting front row for sure. Toffel and Claudio Remeggio Capelli, they had a couple of altercations at Oschersleben last month. I'm sure both of these parties being refined gentlemen, we're not going to see any blowback from that. The second row is an interesting story as well. Thomas Dombrowski in his first weekend as a PK car sport driver now in the 66 car. He is alongside Patrick Schauber, the man closest in the championship to Martin Dubeck, and in fact 6th on the grid, therefore just behind Patrick Schauber is the man currently tipped as the favourite for the title, 45 points clear. Martin Dubeck in 6th. Of course, 80 points are available to score for the race winner, 70 for second place, and then it goes down in increments of 2, which is why he can afford to be as low as 19th position and still claim the title if Patrick Schauber wins the race. So Martin Dubeck has a very good opportunity, and you see here around the circuit what Thomas Toffel was talking about. It's wet and dry around the circuit. There are certain parts of the circuit that are very much covered by the trees as well, and the temperatures aren't that warm today here at Zolder, so it's going to take a little while for these damp patches to dry. It's certainly not worth being on cut tires or wet tires, but it is going to be a tricky race, I think, for these drivers to get right. It's going to be a compelling battle for sure. Thomas Chrysonis, we haven't mentioned him yet. He starts from 5th on the grid. He is also right up there at the front. A lot of our championship front runners up there at the sharp end. Jill Lindstedt will be looking to try and avenge the positions he lost in the title yesterday from 10th on the grid. We'll see if the Luxembourg driver, with his fan base there on top of the garages, see if he can maybe salvage something. He's certainly got a big task ahead of him from P10. We've seen that it can be quite difficult to ascend through the order at certain times around this circuit, but there again, Thomas Toffel started from 25th yesterday, climbed himself back into the top 10, and on his way to getting back into the top 10, he set the fastest lap of the race. That is why he's on pole position for today. The fastest lap times from Saturday determine the grid on Sunday. Well, the fastest times from the first race determine the grid for the second race. And that is how Thomas Toffel got his pole position. Capelli right up there, up front again. He says he's a rookie to being a front runner, but I think he's going to have to get his head around it and being used to it soon. He has been very good at the back half of this season, and really it was misfortune more than anything that cost him. the US and Belgian national anthems back to back, as we are now just minutes away from beginning the final race of the season in EuroNASCAR 2. It will be 15 laps of racing for these drivers. And for Martin Dubek, the modus operandi for much of the last 3 events has been simply getting through the process of the event and gaining as many points as possible without taking undue risk. Now the pre-race festivities continue. See there, fans, drivers, all lurking, chatting to their EuroNASCAR 2 compatriots in the case of some of the EuroNASCAR Pro drivers that I can see down there on the grid. I understand as we get some bulletins through regarding the beginning of this race. Firstly, there are going to be 2 formation laps, and secondly, the start will be single file. Now that's more than likely because some of that main straight is wet and some of it is dry. So that is more than likely a wise call from race control. So start will be single file, 2 formation laps. And I understand that already up from the grid to his commentary box is Andre Viegold. Andre, interesting conditions that we're faced with here. We heard Thomas Stoffel talking about the kind of damp conditions that we've got around the circuit. That makes things all the more interesting here for a season finale. However, Martin Dubek, he just needs to play the preservation game here today.
Yeah, definitely. Good morning, everyone. We are ready to crown 2 EuroNASCAR champions today. The first one will be crowned in less than 1 hour. And I can totally confirm there are wet patches all over the track and some dry patches. So if you stay on the racing line, you may use the slicks, but on the other parts, it's a mixed thing. You could be better with rain tires, you could be better with slicks. It's so hard to tell, but I can see, for example, after the first chicane, that there are wet patches, that there are dry patches, and on the start-finish straight, it's the same. So I think the call going single file is at one point for safety reasons, but on the other hand, you also do not want to have one line to gain a big advantage, and like it is right now, one line would have a big advantage because it's way drier than the other one. The sun is coming around the main grandstand, so it doesn't dry the track at the same time, so some parts are still a little bit damp and some others are not. So I totally understand the call, but it makes this race really interesting at the beginning, and we have to see if it's possible to overtake, because you have to leave the dry line to make a move, and that can be a crucial part of this race. Martin Dubek, he needs to stay inside the top 10 to secure the title. I talked to him earlier. We didn't get the chance to talk to him on the grid, but I talked to him this morning during the garage walk for the fans, and he said, I have the big picture in mind. I will do what it takes, or what I have to do to win the championship. Of course, if I can win a race, I'm going for the win. But the big picture is in my mind. I want to become the first 2-time EuroNASCAR 2 champion. So he's going to take as low risk as possible. He's not going to risk anything in this race and trying to avoid any chaos, especially during the start in turn 1.
Yes, I think it may have been 2022 here at Zolder, or perhaps 2023. My memory escapes me, but I do remember us doing a double file restart a couple of years ago, and one half of the track was wet, one half of the track was dry, and it definitely disadvantaged the wet side of the circuit. So it's fair for all parties that we're doing a single file start today. And of course, even though we did have morning warm-up, there's no guarantee that everybody has taken in laps of the circuit in these current conditions. Now, the silly question that I must ask you, Andre, since you were down there on the grid, it's dry enough out there, as we can see. There is a huge dry line. I assume everybody, regardless, is on slicks.
Yeah, definitely. I saw nobody on rain tires, so everybody will start this race on slicks, what I saw at least. Also interesting, you asked me yesterday about Andres Bears. You remember if he's doing just a one-off or he's going to continue. I talked to him this morning and he told me he's working on a project for 2025. There's definitely the option to join EuroNASCAR in full time. So this is really to get a taste. He wants to take a look at the car, a look at the series, a look how the races are. But in general, he's really interested in joining the series full time next season.
And so we see there our Grand Marshal about 35 seconds away from the command being given. Martin Dubek is a man with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He knows that he can go down as far as 19th and still win the title, but it's never exclusively in a driver's hands, his fate during a motor race. We've got 15 seconds until the engines roar. Let's go downstairs and hear the most famous words in motorsport.
Drivers, start your engines!
There we go. The words have been delivered. Thank you very much to Tis Jacob, a guest of our title sponsor, Whelen, giving the command to start engines. The cars are fired into life. We're going to have 2 formation laps here. As we have already told you, 2 formation laps, so everybody is certainly aware of the conditions around the circuit. Since we've got 2 formation laps, we'll hold off on running you through the full grid, maybe a lap or so. But looking at the grid as it is, I think there are some very compelling stories to come out of this. Of course, for Toffel, he could move himself a little way up the championship standings from his current position. If Prasonis is on the fringes of the top 5 or lower, Thomas Tuchel could take that 3rd place on the championship podium with a race victory. Claudio Remeggio Capelli, who is striding forth with aplomb in the title picture towards the end of the year as well. Of course, he's down in 8th place. He's well out of contention for any overall honours. However, he is only 17 points back from Melvin de Groot, and that could have an effect on the Legend Trophy if Capelli can take win number 3 of the playoffs for him. That would certainly be a big celebration. Then, of course, you've got Gilles Linster, who I think after yesterday and the positions he lost in that championship, he just wants a positive end to the season. He'll be coming forward, I'm sure, from 10th on the grid.
Yeah, definitely. And there's one battle I'm really looking forward to, and it's the Rookie Trophy. Victor Neumann leads only by 2 points ahead of Florian Richard. Richard starts at the back of the field, but that may also give him the opportunity to be in contention for the bonus points if he passes a lot of drivers here in this race. So Victor Neumann does not only need to keep Richard behind him, he needs to have the information, is Florian Richard at the moment the one getting the bonus points or not, because then Victor Neumann has to overcome a bigger gap. So this is going to be interesting. We have our calculators ready and try to understand what's going on, and I hope, of course, that we get some help from our media team in the background to get some information about points and also how many passes, for example, Florian Richard did in the race, so we can give you an update on that. But at the moment, Victor Neumann overall 10th, and he's leading Florian Richard by just 2 points. Mario Ercoli is 3rd in the Rookie Trophy. He's maybe the dark horse, as well as Julian Rebeck, who did an amazing job yesterday. But at the moment, it looks like it's Victor Neumann against Florian Richard. So Marco Stipp Motorsport, the Rookie Trophy winning team from last year, against Speedhouse, the team of Luca Lasser. And this battle is going to be very exciting as well.
Still with an outside shot as well, of course, is Mario Ercoli. He's 13th in the standings overall. He's 20 points back from Victor Neumann, the current Rookie Trophy leader. But yes, a very compelling situation that has unfurled itself in the Rookie Trophy standings. I think if you're Victor Neumann, you're probably going to be the biggest fan in this race of someone like Kenko Miura, who we know is capable. He starts 24th on the grid. and he'll be saying, please move up the order. Let's make sure the bonus points go anywhere else. Claudio Remeggio Capelli lines up alongside our pole sitter, Thomas Toffel, then at the front of the grid. Thomas Dombrowski and Patrick Schauber are on row 2. Then it's Chrysonis and Dubek on the 3rd row of the grid. Jack Davidson is alongside Julian Ribberg, who's having a great weekend here in the 77 promotion car. Melvin de Groot is next in 9th position. He is alongside Jill Linster. Victor Neumann lines up in 11th place. He is alongside Roberto Benedetti. BT Riala is next alongside Andres Beers on his first appearance with the Club Motorsport. Simone Giussani and Nick Strickler are on row 8 of the grid. Then it is Mikael Bleekemolen and Florian Richard looking to climb up through the order, maybe gain himself some bonus points, and maybe, just maybe, take back the lead in the Rookie Trophy standings at the very close of the season. Behind him, it's Mario Ercoli in 19th. Then it's Dominic Schack, Reza Sardeha 21st, Ariana Casoli in 22nd position. She is followed by Luli Del Castello. Ariana does already have the Lady Trophy sewn up for this year. Kenko Miura in 24th position. And then the 25 car in 25th position. The interesting development car from the EuroNASCAR team, the Arthur Rush driven machine. Just testing out some potential future elements of future EuroNASCAR machinery. There's the 47 car, then there is Victor Neumann. He is the lead party, albeit only just, in the closest of our championship battles going into this decider. It's him versus Florian Richard for the Rookie Trophy, with Mario Ercoli lurking on the fringes in case anything goes awry for either driver. You've got the Legend Trophy where Claudio Remeggio Capelli, if he has a good race and Melvin de Groot doesn't come through the order, then perhaps Capelli can take the Legend Trophy at the very final stanza of the season. Whereas for Martin Dubek, it's a matter of survival. Get to the flag within the top 19 on the grid. And even if Patrick Schauber wins this one, he will be champion. So a very compelling situation that we have before us here in all of the championships. Single file start about to get underway after these 2 laps of formation. Wet conditions, or at least damp conditions around the circuit for these big V8 monsters. This is going to be a compelling end to the season.
Yeah, definitely. I'm ready to roll. Thomas Toffel will lead the field to the green flag, and we are ready to crown our first of 2 EuroNASCAR champions in 2024. And now we're going to see the single file restart. I know we all wanted to have a double file one, but it's not fair if we do it right now with 2 different lines on the start finish straight, 1 dry, 1 wet. So I totally understand this decision by race control, and the field is coming closer to the last chicane, and then we will see the green flag in the air for the last time in 2024 in EuroNASCAR 2. Who will be the champion, Martin Dubek or Patrick Schauber?
We're only 15 laps away from finding out. The single file beginning to this race takes place as soon as Toffel sees the lights. We're underway and racing for the final time in the 2024 EuroNASCAR 2 Series. Claudio Remeggio Capelli looking to the outside line through turn 1. He's going to try and hold it on what I'm sure is the damper part of the circuit, but it's going to be the inside line for turn number 2, and the Italian has executed that to perfection. He moves forward into the race lead. Dombrowski holding strong in 3rd position there as Melvin de Groot has pressure around the outside from Jill Linster. Linster, who's trying to surge up the order in the early stages, but Claudio Remeggio Capelli, he had the bravery to go around the outside. I'm sure he was scoping that out on the formation lap, seeing how much grip he felt he could have on the outside. Chrysonis and Schauber battling it out, and Schauber drops behind the Greek racer. That is a big moment in the championship. Patrick Schauber is not going the way he needs to go. Of course, he wants to try and win this to really have any shot of a championship victory here today, as long as Dubek reaches the flag, and that is not the way that he needs to be going through the field in the slightest.
Yeah, that was a really bad start for Patrick Schauber. Here we have the 11 car Reza Sadea, the Dutchman, racing for Team Bleekemolen, trying to gain a little bit of ground. He's at the rear of the field right now, but it was a fabulous start for Claudio Remigio Capelli. He's getting used to win NASCAR races, I think. And was it a big gap between the 33 car and already Michael Bleekemolen? Because that's bad news for Florian Richard. I'm not sure, Adam. What did you see?
I didn't see anything on that regard, but yes, clearly something has gone amiss there. Single file start meant that the field was so long going to the first few corners. Really anything outside the top 10 was a bit of a mystery as we followed the front of the order. Everyone's coming through now then. Florian Richard behind Michael Bleekemolen in P17. Neumann in 11th place, Linster just ahead of him, still in 10th, so Jill Linster hasn't moved up the field. I thought he might already be on the way up. Capelli, Tufel, Dombrowski, then Kratonis, then Schauber, your top 5 in this race. Very much having to adjust to seeing Dombrowski there in the PK car sport machine. Martin Dubek now going up against Jack Davidson. Jack Davidson, who I felt looked a bit aggrieved at the end of yesterday's race. I think he cut the figure of a driver who was frustrated with how his race went down on Saturday. He's going to be eager to get past Martin Dubek, and I would imagine Martin Dubek, a thinking man's driver at the best of times, he's not going to do anything excessive to stay ahead of someone who perhaps has the bit between his teeth.
I can give an update about the gap. It was not Florian Richard, it was Ariana Karzoli's car that I saw there, the 14 speed house entry. And there's a gap between Reza Sadea and Nick Strickler. They're already separate by 7 seconds, so something happened at the back of the field. Here we see the big gap between Reza and Nick Strickler. So Florian Richard is still in contention at the moment in 17th place, but Victor Neumann in 11th at the moment, in the lead of the rookie trophy. So at the moment, everything positive for Markus Stipp Motorsport and Victor Neumann in the 47 car that we see behind Jill Linster. And at the moment, I guess that Victor Neumann is playing the safe card. Do not risk anything, keep the position. And of course, he has a spotter in his ear who's giving him updates about Florian Richard, what the Frenchman is doing right now. He's not moving up the order, so he's losing points on Victor Neumann, plus no chance for bonus points at the moment.
Now, Claudio Remigio Capelli leading the race. Melvin de Groot in 9th position. I make that a late change as it stands for the Legend Trophy Championship lead. So that is a big deal indeed. If Capelli can hold on at the front of the field, he's going to take that subclass, the Legend Trophy category, for the over 40 drivers. And for Melvin de Groot, that means he really needs to hustle during this race. He needs to get through the order. If Capelli continues to lead the race, he's going to have to get himself into the top 5.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a tough work for Melvin de Groot. By the way, I saw that the 25 car Arthur Rocher entered the pits, and they're working at the development car right now. Not sure if he's able to continue or not, but he's in the pits right now. Just that information. He's of course a non-championship car, non-championship driver, but still the development car at the moment not on track. We see some drivers trying to dive to the inside, trying to make up some ground, and I think lap by lap the track is getting drier and drier, because from my position I can see the track after the first chicane and the damp patches, they getting smaller and smaller, so the opportunities will come to make moves here in those 15 laps, because the conditions are getting better and better.
Yeah, we're only maybe a second to 2 seconds off the ultimate pace that we saw from the EuroNASCAR 2 field yesterday, so by no means is it particularly difficult out there. It's just a matter of the entire circuit drying rather than just the dry line, as we've been alluding to, but I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be a case of treacherous driving all through the race. They're already pushing hard, and indeed Claudio Remigio Capelli is the first driver into the 130s, a 139.919 at the sharp end of the order. He's currently just over a second clear of Thomas Tuchel in second place. There's the 47 of Neumann, currently still in position to be the Rookie Trophy champion on the fringes of the top 10, of course. Martin Dubek, who is in 6th position, 2021 EuroNASCAR 2 champion. He's currently following the driver that is his closest championship competitor on the circuit, Patrick Schauber, just ahead of Martin Dubek. And it just looks like Schauber's car isn't that hooked up for him today, quite frankly. He lost out to Chrysonis, and now he's under huge pressure from Martin Dubek. At times, Patrick Schauber has been the quickest driver out there this season. That doesn't appear to be the case on Sunday here at Zolder.
And when we look at the Rookie Trophy battle, because that's the one that is the closest at the moment, you can see how important consistency is. Julian Rehberg won a total of 5 Rookie Trophy races this season, but 2 or 3 bad races stumbled him down the order. But Victor Neumann just won 2 races in the Rookie Trophy, but he was always there in the top 5, often in the top 3, and scoring consistent points is more important than having just 1 or 2 or even 5 single results. You are not allowed to do any mistakes in EuroNASCAR because of the point system, and this is why Victor Neumann now has all the jokers in his hands to win the Rookie Trophy. It would be the 2nd in a row for Markus Stipp Motorsport from Germany, and a big success. I talked to one of the mechanics before the race, and they told me there's a lot of pressure on Victor Neumann's shoulders. He's quite nervous, but at the moment, after 5 laps, he's doing a great job maintaining the lead in this special class. And Thomas Toffel is now back on the bumper of Claudio Remigio Capelli, and Thomas Dombrowski is also there. We have a nice fight for first place with 3 cars involved, Adam.
Yeah, looked like Claudio lost a lot of time there in the middle sector. He must have made a minor error. Tefel and Dombrowski are right there with him now. The gap was a second a lap ago. It's going to be a matter of 2 or 3 tenths this time across the line. In fact, it's a rather snug half-second between the top 2 at the front of the order. Then Dombrowski lurks in 3rd position. Of course, the 66 car, now a PK car sport machine for this weekend. We're at 1/3 distance here in this race. In fact, just over 1/3 distance as we go on to lap 6 of the race as we speak. And it is Claudio Remigio Capelli at the front of the field. Looks like he's now just re-establishing that 2 or 3 car lengths of lead that he had previously. Must have just made a slight slip up in the middle sector, which is how Toffel and Dombrowski closed back in. Chrysonis, then Schauber, and as we get a bit of a run here from Dombrowski. Toffel took too much curb, and that's going to be the opportunity for Thomas Dombrowski. Dombrowski makes contact with Toffel there, tried to fold across the front of the 34, and he's ended up costing himself there. Big contact between both parties. Thomas Toffel not willing to be pushed around there. Neither party willing to be pushed around. They're 2 wide here through the circuit, Zolder, even 3 wide, because here comes Chrysonis as they head towards the braking zone. This could get messy. Who's going to be in 2nd place? It's going to be Toffel. Who's going to be 3rd? It's going to be Dombrowski. All stations then remain occupied as they were a few corners ago, but that was very heavy contact there through the Villeneuve chicane, and some blows exchanged among our front runners.
What was it in Days of Thunder? And Robinson is racing. Robin is racing. This is NASCAR racing in its pure form. And Thomas Dombrowski lost 1 position too. Thomas Chrysonis and Thomas Toffel really defended with all he had. We have to take a look if race control wants to intervene or not. But this is touring car racing. This is stock car racing like we have it in the US. Jack Davidson makes a move on Martin Dubek. Can he make it stick? No, he cannot. So Martin Dubek defends the position, and we have still Patrick Schauber in front of the Czech, who's still in 1st place in the overall championship, and at the moment our provisional EuroNASCAR 2 champion.
All of that fighting has gifted Claudio Remigio Capelli the better part of 4 seconds worth of lead at the front of the field. So he is now in an exceedingly comfortable position, whereas 2nd position all the way down to about 9th place is in one long queue. This is going to be very compelling stuff. For Martin Dubek, he's not going to be so comfortable. He's got Jack Davidson and Julian Rehberg behind. But Davidson, he wants to end his season on a high for Lux Motorsport. For Julian Rehberg, who of course was a rookie trophy contender, had some rotten luck in Oschersleben. He just wants to try and finish on a high too. This is the situation then between Dąbrowski and Toffel. Dąbrowski, I think, was just trying to cut across the nose of Toffel a little bit early, and frankly that ended up costing him time and momentum. And then Toffel was like, well, no, I am going to keep my car where it is, come what may. And the end result was certainly a little bit of rubbing, but some very interesting racing. Chrysonis then now in third position after all of that. He has inherited that P3. He's going to now try and hunt down Thomas Toffel. Of course, Chrysonis can move forward further in the championship points as well, with a good showing in this race. It would have to be an exceedingly good showing, mind you, because he's some 19 points back from Patrick Schauber. Schauber is doing enough at the moment, but Chrysonis has had a really strong season. It felt like that podium at Brands Hatch, that kind of awakened him and the Marco Stipp number 46 team. He has gotten better and better, but here comes Dąbrowski. Little look to the inside. Dąbrowski can't get it done. But yeah, Chrysonis' season, come what may in this race, even if he finishes off the podium, has by far been his best yet in EuroNASCAR.
Yeah, definitely. Marco Stipp Motorsport and also Thomas Chrysonis made huge steps in the 2024 season. And I have a fun fact from Reza in the media team of EuroNASCAR. We have a triple Thomas battle there for second place. Thomas Toffel, Thomas Chrysonis and Thomas Dąbrowski. It's a nice fun fact here for this battle, but right now Thomas Toffel is able to, work a gap on Chrysonis and Dąbrowski while they are still fighting for third place. But that was a really intense battle there between the three Thomases, and Capelli took advantage and opened the gap in first place. We are halfway through this race and Capelli still leading. In the junior trophy we have still Victor Neumann in first place because Florian Richard cannot make up any ground, and when I'm not wrong with my calculations, Claudio Remigio Capelli leads the Legend Trophy ahead of Melvin de Groot.
Yes, certainly Melvin needs to move forward a lot further in order to preserve that, being 17 points. 17 points to the good on Claudio coming into this race. He would need to be up there in the top 5 if Claudio wins the day. And right now, Melvin de Groot is only in 9th position. We'll see if that changes, though, before the end of the race. As you said, we're only just over half distance here in the EuroNASCAR 2 decider in Zolder. Gilles Linster has caught up the rear of that long train of cars as well. Victor Neumann, this, for someone like someone in his situation, where he's got that narrow championship lead, he's got his rival behind him, having that clear track space that he's got, that's the best possible scenario, really, isn't it? Because he doesn't need to move through the order strictly. He's got Julian Ribberg ahead of him, but he doesn't need the rookie trophy win in this race. He can just focus on hitting his apexes, keeping his laps tidy. He's got no one attacking, and he's not attacking anyone himself either. Ariana Casoli coming across the line a little bit further back in the field. She, of course, is on her way to Lady Trophy honours in this EuroNASCAR 2 season. But yeah, the way it's all worked out for Victor Neumann, he's got quite a comfortable place there on the circuit. 4 seconds behind the lead pack and 4 seconds ahead of the scrum behind.
Definitely, that would have been my next point. We saw that Victor Neumann has a really good track position right now. The only enemy he has is himself, so he can make a mistake. He can make go off track, but there's no one around, so he has it all in his own hands. So the Chevy Camaro of Marco Stipp Motorsport just needs the reliability, and he has to keep the car on track and everything's fine. And I think when you work with your spotter, you can find this space on track if the situation is there to maybe back off a little bit. You know that the gap to the next one is big enough, so you have a clear track in front of you, clean air. That's the perfect place to be for Victor Neumann right now. Here we have the pink machine, by the way, the favorite car of my daughter. She's here at the track right now, and she was really looking forward to see the pink machine of Jack Davidson.
Excellent stuff. You have to give her a go on the GT Omega Sim if there's one around the paddock this weekend then. The pink peril that is Jack Davidson's number 21 Lux Motorsport car has, of course, been to victory lane this season. Now, Claudio Remeggio Capelli has fallen back again on this lap. He was 4 seconds clear of Thomas Tuchel a couple of laps ago. That was down to 3 at the line. And then through sector 2, once again, he lost so much time. He dropped 3/4 of a second to Thomas Tuchel through the first through the middle sector of the lap. Now, Claudio Remeggio Capelli, he needs to stay in the lead, really, in order to try and claim himself his Legend Trophy. He will not win the Legend Trophy by my reckoning if he finishes second, but the math there is a little bit sketchy. It's going to depend, I think, a lot on this man, Gil Linster, who is just behind Melvin de Kroos. But Claudio Remeggio Capelli, he needs to try and stay in the lead of this race. And of course, wouldn't it be amazing for Claudio if he can sweep a weekend just weeks after his first ever EuroNASCAR 2 victory? But it's Thomas Tuchel who, of course, came to blows with Claudio last month in Oschersleben, that is closing in on the Italian.
Yeah, definitely. It would be perfect for Academy Alex Caffi Motorsport. We saw them struggling a little bit with Vladimir Zolder at the beginning of the season. Also, Claudio Remeggio Capelli was involved in some crashes, and coming back after the summer break like this, it's just a sign how good the team works, how the drivers try to get the pass behind and move on. And Claudio Remeggio Capelli ending the season on a high note. What it looks like at the moment, 4 laps before the end of the race, and then also clinching the Legend Trophy title like this would be just perfect for Alex Caffi, for Federico Monti, and of course the driver Claudio Remeggio Capelli. And also Vladimir Zolder sees there's a lot of potential in the team, and it would be perfect to end the season like this. And we know that Claudio Remeggio Capelli is one of the fan favorites during the grid walks, during the garage walks. He has a lot of fans, not only in Italy, because he's such a humble person. Every time he's giving away an autograph, he asks the fan to sign his car, because he says autograph for autograph. He's trading them, because he says, I'm just one of them. He's a roof maker from Italy, now leading another race in EuroNASCAR. And I think he's one of those persons where we can see anybody can be a racing car driver and successful, no matter of the age, no matter of the background. And that's what's really cool about Claudio Remeggio Capelli and his character here in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series.
Now, for Claudio Remeggio Capelli, the sector times tell the story. In fact, they tell the story for everyone except Thomas Tuchel. Everyone else is in the kind of low to mid 36s, 36 seconds through sector 2 of the lap. Meanwhile, Thomas Tuchel is somehow around the 35.7 marker every lap. So he's gaining huge time through the middle sector, perhaps attacking those curves a little bit more than his peers around the circuit. Martin Dubeck still holding strong there in 6th position. He is currently on the path to a 2nd title in the EuroNASCAR 2 category for Hendricks Motorsport. He just needs to keep things pointing in the right direction, just needs to reach that flag within the top 19 in the field, and even that isn't true anymore with Patrick Schauber, of course, being in 5th position. Effectively, the title should be Martin Dubeck so long as he reaches this flag, and he is well on his way to doing so. Claudio Remeggio Capelli then crosses the line. It's 3 to go as Arianna Casoli is being lapped here by some of the battles further ahead in the field. And Andre, I know that it's time for you to head to victory lane. The big celebrations are about to begin.
Yes, definitely, and I'm going to make sure that we have 2 cars in victory lane, the race winner and the champion, so I have to talk to the marshals and to make sure that everything's fine, and then we see each other in victory lane. See you later.
Thank you very much, Andre. The most steps of anybody in the media team across a race weekend for Andre Wiegold. Thomas Grassonis still under pressure then from Dombrovski with less than 3 laps left to go. Here's a move from the 77 of Julian Ribberg, just getting past Arianna Casoli. Oh, Casoli caught out Gil Linster there. Now, Linster has gotten past Melvin Kroot, and that could be very good news indeed for Claudio Remeggio Capelli. Capelli is getting hunted down by Thomas Tuchel. but with Melvin de Groot in 10th position, I do believe that Claudio could afford to be second and potentially still take that title. I think it would go back to countback, and on countback, I think Capelli would win it. The media team can inform me if my maths is off there. But with a little under 2 laps to go, certainly the race lead is not secure for Claudio Remeggio Capelli. He's been leading the entire race. However, again, it's that middle sector. Thomas Tuchel, 35.6 in the middle sector. Meanwhile, Claudio Remeggio Capelli was a 36.5 in the middle sector. We really need to keep an eye on the lead battle in particular, because there's half a second between them, and traditionally about a second faster through the first sector, through the second sector is Thomas Tuchel. So that battle for the lead is about to go nuclear potentially on the penultimate lap of the race. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on Chrysonis and Dombrowski in 3rd and 4th position as well, as we have 1.5 laps of the Circuit Zolder left in the EuroNASCAR 2 season. The titles are at stake here in the overall championship. The man with the red banner, Martin Dubeck, in 6th position, is headed towards title glory. In Rookie Trophy, Victor Neumann is doing enough to take his Rookie Trophy title. And then in the Legend Trophy, Claudio Remeggio Capelli is currently on course to move into the title lead right at the end. And with Melvin de Groot in 10th position, it would actually still go to Melvin by a single point as it stands. So for Capelli, on this final lap of the race, he's not only defending his race lead, he's defending a potential Legends Trophy title. So this is a huge battle at the front. Melvin in 10th place, Claudio in 2nd, would give Melvin de Groot the title by a solitary point. So Thomas Tuchel here could play the spoiler for Claudio Remeggio Capelli, not just for getting victory lane today, but also the Legend Trophy. So high stakes fighting at the front of the order, a championship at stake, and the race win at stake too. There is, though, the driver on course for the overall title, Martin Dubeck in 6th position, doing everything he needs to do. But we must keep an eye on that race lead battle, because Capelli and Tuchel are fighting it out not just for a win, but also for Claudio's chances at winning the Legend Trophy here. Very compelling situation on the final lap of the race. Now, it's this second sector where Tuchel is always fast. How is he so quick? I want to see what he's doing through the curbs, through the middle sector, because clearly he's got an edge on just about everybody else through that part of the circuit. Martin Dubeck is doing more than enough. He and Hendricks Motorsport have had a great season this year. He just needs to finish where he's finishing and not do anything silly from here. And he hasn't really done anything silly all season. He capitalised on a car that was very fast at the start of the year, looked absolutely unimpeachable at the start of the season. Here is Capelli versus Tuchel, though, just a couple of corners from home, as Martin Dubeck serenely drives to a championship for the 2nd time in his EuroNASCAR career. Claudio Remeggio Capelli is fighting tooth and nail for the win and the Legend Trophy title. He just has to get the car out of the final corner correctly, and Capelli will win. Capelli will be the Legend Trophy champion. Tuchel crosses the line in 2nd place. Chrysonis, Dombrowski, Patrick Schauber, and then it's our EuroNASCAR 2 champion in the overall standings. He's done it. Martin Dubeck, for the 2nd time in his career, is the EuroNASCAR 2 champion. Across the line now for the Rookie Trophy title as well will be Victor Neumann. Victor Neumann in the 47 Marco Stipp Motorsport car takes the Rookie Trophy title. But your overall champion is the Czech driver, Martin Dubeck, who has had by far the most impressive year of his career, even eclipsing his previous championship run in 2021. 2024 has been a year to remember for the number 7 Hendricks Motorsport crew. They had a great advantage coming into this weekend, and they've capitalised on it in style by taking the championship. For Claudio Remeggio Capelli, he will be the legend champion. He'll be celebrating a title and victory lane in the number 5 car. And a word as well to Victor Neumann, the rookie trophy will fall in his favour. He'll be second on the podium for the race within rookie trophy. Julian Rehberg winning the race today in rookie trophy, but Victor Neumann has done everything right this season. And those performances at Venray, where he was so fast on the oval, and some of those moments where he managed to stay out of trouble, have worked in favour of Victor Neumann in the end. He's the rookie trophy champion. But the biggest celebration of all will belong to Martin Dubeck. Could also say, now that she's taken the checkered flag, the lady trophy, of course, going to Ariana Casoli. So the Speedhouse team have a title to celebrate as well. She finished runner-up in the class today to Luli Del Castello on the circuit. But Martin Dubeck will hopefully get to join Claudio Remeggio Capelli in victory lane and celebrate an overall championship that didn't really feel like it was in doubt for most of the second half of the season, but Martin knows as well as anyone that anything can happen in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, and certainly a huge sigh of relief, I'm sure, as he crossed that finish line at the end of the race. His rap sheet this year is incredibly impressive. This will be his 11th time, sorry, his 12th time in the top 10. He ends the season having had 4 pole positions and 6 race victories. And 10 top 5s as well. A really great season from Dubeck, but what a second half, what a playoff performance from Claudio Remeggio Capelli. 3 wins from 4 races in the playoffs and a sweep of the season's final weekend. All of the crews, friends and family of the drivers applauding their parties back to pit lane at the end of a hard-fought season. It's Claudio Remeggio Capelli. He makes his way out of the car. 3rd position on many occasions, 2nd place on a couple of occasions, but now 3 times a race winner in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, and a sweep here at the Circuit Zolder. Alex Caffey, Academy Motorsport, once again celebrate. And what about Hendricks Motorsport? Martin Dubeck, your EuroNASCAR 2 champion once again. He now gets to go into the EuroNASCAR Pro Decider, of course, also racing in that category. And he'll go into that decider, I'm sure, having the time of his life at the wheel of the number 7 Hendricks car. He can chill out, he can have fun at the wheel. And look at the celebrations down at Alex Caffey Academy Motorsport. If they haven't inked a deal yet for 2025, something tells me that this team and that driver are going to want to stay together for 2025 on the basis of how 2024 has ended. There's Martin Dubeck. Andre, we're down there with you. Let's hear from our champion.
Thank you so much, Adam. Here he is, the first ever 2-time EuroNASCAR 2 champion, Martin Dubeck. What a race you did, what you had to do.
I didn't want to risk. I'm so happy. I didn't want to risk, so I just want to secure the points. And yeah, we have it again, and I'm really happy. Now we have 2 times title, so yeah, good feeling. I have no words, so I'm fucking happy. So, yeah, nice feeling.
How is a champion going to celebrate this evening?
It'll be a small party for sure.
Small party?
Yeah, small. I guess.
Later a bigger one? Home maybe?
I will fly back home on Monday, so we will do big party.
All right. Congratulations, our EuroNASCAR 2 champion, Martin Dubeck.
Never one to shy away from expressing himself, Martin Dubeck. Claiming the race victory, or claiming the title victory, and joining victory lane along with Claudio Remeggio Capelli. Capelli is down there with you. Andre will get to him in a few seconds to hear from the man who took the win. To you, man.
Thank you so much. Claudio Remeggio Capelli, third win, a perfect sweep here at Circuit Zolder, 2 race wins here, and provisionally the Legend Trophy champion. How do you feel?
I didn't know that, so I'm very happy now. I hope they maintain the classification. Yes, the race was sweat, because at the beginning I try not too much risk, but with brain we speak together, me and Toffel, you saw before the race, and he said we keep the line. Who is first in second turn, and then the other has to attack. The car was very good. The issue we had to the brakes comes, but late than yesterday. So as I said, the handling of the car was perfect, so I can compensate everything. And the gearbox was perfect.
This time it was perfect. You know, for last time in 2024, there's the sticker. Here it's gone. No. I give it to you, so place it on the car. Congratulations, Claudio Remeggio Capelli.
Delight for Capelli as he celebrates the Alex Caffey Academy Motorsport team. You can see the signatures there on the bonnet of that number 5 car, with the fans signing off on Claudio Remeggio Capelli. He has taken 3 wins and his team bosses are happy. And of course, that was Federico Monti there to his left, who is already a champion as well this year in the Club Challenge. Thomas Chrysonis with a positive end to the year too, Andre.
He's asking me right now where he finished in the championship. Adam, if you can give me any information about that, tell me in my ear. But first of all, try to get the information first. But let's talk about the race. You ended the season on a high note. Markus Stipp Motorsport, you with Alon Day, with the help of the 4-time champion, made great progress. You must be very happy, right?
Well, at least, at least I think we finally, showed consistency in the top spaces. Okay, now I can be happy finally. I always tell you we have more. Now there is no more in the championship. I don't know where we finish, but I will enjoy. We have the Racing Pro to try to win the endurance also, from where I think we are first right now. What can I tell you? All in all, I am very happy. Again, huge thanks to my sponsors, Costamare Shipping and Dodon International, because without them this is not possible. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'm happy, but I'm exhausted a little bit from the race,
I can tell you provisionally, you're on 3rd position.
Provisionally 3rd position. Okay, 3rd in the championship. Yes. Yeah, okay.
Are you happy with that?
No.
You would like to have the 2nd one?
I would like to win, but okay, doesn't matter. We'll try again, All
right. Congratulations, Thomas Chrysonis. Back to you, Adam.
Yeah, he wasn't quite going to be able to net the victory in the championship today, but nonetheless, a really positive season for Markus Stipp Motorsport. There is the race winner, Claudio Remeggio Capelli, taking in all the spoils, all the atmosphere from this weekend. What a day it has been for our famously bearded Italian. The only thing more famous than his beard is his personality, and I'm sure he's going to have a very fun night. Here are your provisional point standings then. Martin Dubeck, the champion by 43 over Patrick Schauber. Chrysonis, Tuffel, and the Legend Trophy champion Claudio Remeggio Capelli all the way up into 5th in the standings. Then it was Jack Davidson in 6th place. Jill Linster recovers to 7th in the points. Ultimately, Melvin Groot down in 8th in the point standings. Dombrowski, 9th position. And then Victor Neumann, your newly minted rookie trophy champion, rounding out the provisional top 10 in the standings and securing himself that rookie trophy title. Thomas Tuchel there having a good race, getting into it at one point, of course, with Dombrowski. A very interesting race for sure for him, Andre.
Thank you so much, Adam. Thomas, another good race, a nice battle with Claudio Remigio Capelli. At the beginning of the race, before the race, you talked to him. He said you had a gentleman agreement for the first corner and then it's full attack. By the way, if you would have overtaken him, he would not have won the Legend Trophy title, so it was really important for him to stay in front. But how was your race?
No, the race was good, but just maybe also my experience to start with the pole. I was a little bit stressful because it was the first time, so maybe that, because my start was really not good. And after, it take a little distance at the beginning because I was searching my grip. And immediately find the grip, and I have to battle with the other behind me. It was hard. And when I find the grip, I was faster, but it was too late.
One more question. You tasted blood, almost in victory lane. Will you try again next year?
Yeah, yes sir, I will be there. I
will be there, confirmed.
Confirmed.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations, it was a nice season with you. Thank you so much. Maybe see you later in EuroNASCAR Pro. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you.
Interesting. Thomas Tuchel then definitely back. You could see he was even surprised he was being asked. He's so committed to the idea of coming back for a third tilt at EuroNASCAR. Thomas Tuchel has been great to watch this season. I wonder if he'll once again be doing a bit of a tour of Southern Europe, doing some pre-season testing as he did this year. That really seemed to assist him, but in general, his learning, his progression has been really great in 2024, and he will conclude his season right up there in the point standings, and moreover, he will conclude his season with a smile. And we now go down once again to victory lane.
Gianluca is catching drivers for me. Patrick, it was a good season, a solid season. It was not enough to win the title, but we saw a lot of development there. How happy are you with your performance in the end?
Yeah, we had some ups and downs in the season. I'm pretty happy with my second place. I mean, obviously I wanted to win, but we still have some years, and next year I'm sure that we can fight for it again like this year. And yeah, just thank you to the whole team of RDV competition, to my sponsor, to my manager, my family who supported me throughout this years actually. And yeah, I'm happy to be here for them, stand up, and yeah, next year we can fight again.
For EuroNASCAR 2, I have now to think about 2025 because I have to set up the plan for the winter, and what you told me right now is very interesting. So I can schedule an article about you returning to EuroNASCAR?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's my goal, to be back here next year in the car and in the races, and yeah, we'll see then what we can do. Yeah.
Oh, that's already good news. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Back to you, Adam.
Great to hear everybody keen to come back to EuroNASCAR. I also think Patrick Schauber may have been subtly angling towards a sponsorship. An Austrian drinking a Red Bull in victory lane. Someone back that, surely. So then the drivers already making their way to the podium. We might get to hear from maybe one more before the podium ceremonies, but a quick turnaround this weekend with so much racing going on in addition to EuroNASCAR around the circuit. And there will, of course, be plenty of celebrations up there on that podium with the race results and indeed the championship results being celebrated today. And many podiums upcoming. Hear the local announcer talking to the fans who are there in their droves to see the podium ceremony take place. Always incredible to have that US-style victory lane celebration. Again, something a little bit different from the European norm in motorsports, and that's the energy that EuroNASCAR brings to the table. The NASCAR Whelen Euro Series makes a little bit of US flair and brings it into the European racing scene. And we do seem to consistently attract some very fun personalities as well, which certainly makes the paddock a very fun place to be. As the celebrations continue, I'm sure Martin Dubeck and the Hendricks Motorsport team are currently just all smiling, nodding at each other, knowing that they've got some big celebrations to come later. But of course, Martin is due to start the race in EuroNASCAR Pro later on, so he can't start the party just yet, not properly at least. What an end to the season for Capelli, up into the top 5 in the standings as well. And claiming that Legend Trophy win, he will be elated how it all worked at the end. And how fun was that to see him find that out from Andre down in victory lane in real time. He was purely focused on the race rather than the title, and that was probably for the best for him in that Legend Trophy battle. Victor Neumann, Ariana Casoli, Claudio Remeggio Capelli, and of course the overall champion Martin Dubeck will all leave today with championship titles in the EuroNASCAR 2 division of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. There you see the trophies being readied for our drivers. Yeah, a lot of coordination going on to make sure that everybody receives the correct trophy at the end of the day. I have seen over the years 1 or 2 trophy presentations where the drivers have looked at their trophy and gone, no, that's not right. And one time I even allegedly claimed an LMP3 victory in a motor race. At least I've got the trophy to prove it. Claudio Remeggio Capelli certainly has many more trophies on the mantle than he had a year ago, than he had even 2 months ago. 3 wins in 4 races at the end of the year for this man, Thomas Chrysonis. It's 3rd place. It's another trophy. It's 3rd in the championship as well as in the race. He should be very happy because he has had a great run in 2024. Thomas Toffel, another driver who really has made great strides this season. And he concludes the year with a runners-up place, but Claudio Remeggio Capelli, the winner, the Legend Trophy champion. He and the Alex Cappy Academy Motorsport team should be very, very happy with their efforts.
Congratulations to Claudio, to Thomas Toffel, and to Thomas our top 3.
Claudio in full-throated elation there, singing on the podium. Here comes our trophy presentation. Nancy Van Steenkist presenting 3rd place trophy to Thomas Chrysonis. And Claudio Remeggio Capelli Passing on some words of congratulations there to Chrysonis. Jana Bulgert presenting the second place trophy to Thomas Toffel. It'll be Martin Zudi that presents the trophy to the winning driver, Claudio Remeggio Capelli, and invites everyone up onto the podium, sharing in his victories. And there you go, that's a good picture. Good thinking, Claudio. Can you imagine having your roof built by a multiple-time EuroNASCAR race winner? If you can, contact Claudio Remeggio Capelli. I'm sure he wants some clientele over the winter. The celebrations begin. The champagne is sprayed by our top three in the final race here at Zolder. Thomas Toffel says, I can't drink this yet. I've got another race. And nor can you, Thomas. Chrysonis also racing again, of course, before the end of the day. Next set of presentations will be the championship overall podium, of course, provisional championship podium. Nothing finalized until race control definitively signs off on the race results, but it's going to be Arlette Fernandez, the managing director for NASCAR International, who makes those presentations. Of course, our EuroNASCAR champions will join many of the champions of NASCAR across the globe at the end of the year in the US as well. The NASCAR family around the world is growing and growing. And certainly more and more acknowledgement of the achievements as well for all of these drivers across the world. There is Thomas Chrysonis then, third position in the championship as well. He seemed disappointed that he hadn't gone further, but he has a really great baseline to work with from 2024 going into 25. Patrick Schauber, runners-up in the championship. RDV competition really coming alive with he and Paul Dufresne at the wheel of that number 3 car. But Martin Dubek, after two difficult seasons in 2022 and 2023, I think it's easy to forget how hard it seemed to be for him at times in 22 and 23. He's now our champion.
Congratulations, Martin Dubek, on your championship title in NASCAR 2.
The two-time champion, the first ever two-time champion in EuroNASCAR 2. Martin Dubek coming on leaps and bounds this year. The best form we have ever seen him in. Thomas Chrysonis presented his third place trophy there. There you see the invite to the NASCAR banquet in Charlotte, North Carolina, the home of NASCAR. Second place trophy to Patrick Schauber. We'll have a wonderful celebration with RDV as well, who of course will still be keeping their fingers crossed for Paul Dufresne in the EuroNASCAR Pro title race. But here's the man of the moment, Martin Dubek, holding his trophy aloft. Glory for he and Hendricks Motorsport once again. championship top three. After a hard-fought season. Lots of mutual respect between all three of them as well. I'm sure we'll see them battle many more times over the years to come, be it in the Pro or the EuroNASCAR 2 division. The champagne is sprayed. Hendricks Motorsport will be celebrating. Of course, Patrick Schauber can afford a sip. He's done for the day. As Gianluca makes his way onto the podium for the pictures. Podium is vacated, but of course we've got a lot more celebrating to do here. We appear to be doing season podiums for all of our classes, so we're going to have a lot of celebrations coming up here. VT Riala heads to the third step of the race podium for Rookie Trophy. Twice on the podium this weekend, a really good time for VT. Victor Neumann, runners-up position for him. And Julian Ribberg with his best showing of the season, to my view. Was keeping pace with the podium runners all weekend. Ending his first season with promotion on a very strong note indeed. So the trophies being presented. Bart Kuipers, Yves Mouton, and Ruben Raftis presenting these trophies. Julian Ribberg receives his winning trophy. Will also receive a trophy for being third in the Rookie Trophy season. Of course, Victor Neumann is due a trophy as the champion of Rookie Trophy. Third position for Julian Ribberg in the Rookie Trophy Season Championship. Of course, all still relatively provisional. Second place for Florian Richard. But the champion is Victor Neumann for Marco Stipp Motorsport. Again, Arlette Fernandez from NASCAR International, Managing Director of NASCAR International, making the presentations. The big trophy goes to Neumann. Having raced so well previously in UK-based sports car racing is always the feeling that he was going to take to EuroNASCAR well, and he surely has done. He now has his invitation to the NASCAR banquet in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll send him a text momentarily with the caption, "Can I come?" I'm sure there's some good brisket in NC. Legend trophy time then. And Roberto Benedetti will be our first man into the top three. The 88 team, incidentally, have been given the all clear to work on the car, so they need to do some stuff in order to get Max Lander out there for the EuroNASCAR Pro Race shortly. Will be the Legend Trophy up there next. Of course, there is racing going on around the circuit as well, so I think there's a bit of a split going on. Of course, there's only an hour until we're live again with the EuroNASCAR Pro Decider as well. Of course, 2025, the season calendar already confirmed for EuroNASCAR, so we know for a fact, for one, that the EuroNASCAR finals will once again take place at the Circuit Zolder next year. It has held more finals than any other circuit, and you see here the process. We'll be running a recruitment test in Oschersleben towards the end of this year, ahead of the prologue just before regular season begins at Valencia. Vallelunga Brands Hatch, the Venray Oval back for a second year as well. Most, and then the playoffs, Oschersleben and Zolder, which have been great staging grounds for racing action so far. Here is our Legend Trophy top three, though. They've made their way on to the podium to be presented with their honours. Melvin de Groot with a little bit of a dance. Of course, this is the race podium. Roberto Benedetti claiming the third step there. He's had time for a costume change. Look, Melvin de Groot takes the second place. And Mikael Bleekemolen, or rather, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong section of my very long sheet of podiums. Melvin de Groot second, and then, of course, Claudio Capelli at the top of this podium. Capelli claiming that Legend Trophy title right at the end of the season. Roberto Benedetti a little bit off balance there. Claudio Capelli is going to need more than 2 assistants, I think, to carry all of his trophies back down to the garage. Thankfully, Alex Caffey, Academy Motorsport, are there in droves under the podium, so he can lean on them a little bit.
Op de derde positie in het Legend Kampioenschap, Mikael
Certainly the future is bright for EuroNASCAR. And 2024, with a slightly improved package for the car, has certainly enhanced the experience for drivers. And we've seen the test car out there pending some further improvements in 2025 as the series and the car evolves. The top three in the Legend Trophy Championship then. Mikael Bleekemolen up there in the third spot in the championship. Of course, at one time he was leading the Legend Trophy Championship. Melvin de Groot's runner-up spot there at the end. Claudio Remeggio Capelli, meanwhile, of course, claiming the overall race victory, claiming the Legend Trophy as a result in his final act of the 2024 season. The Pano from the family Guran, sorry. The Guran family Pano being presented there, as well as the trophy to Claudio Remeggio Capelli. He is our Legend Trophy champion. Now for the Lady Trophy celebrations. Arianna Casoli and Luli Del Castello up there on the Lady Trophy podium, the EuroNASCAR 2 Lady Trophy. This is the race podium here. And Castello receiving the trophy for the race, of course. Nancy Van Steenkist presenting the trophy. For both the that was for the race, and I believe Arianna will be up there for the season podium in just a second as well. He has won the trophy across the year in that championship subdivision. Here comes Arianna Casoli. Speedhouse driver. I'm sure that partnership between Arianna and Speedhouse should continue on in 2025. There is the championship trophy presented to Arianna, and that is our final presentation. She receives another invite to the banquet in Charlotte, North Carolina at the end of the year, rubbing shoulders with the greats of the US-based NASCAR series, as well as the series in Central and South America, and indeed in Canada as well, of course. There is the schedule for 2025 then. That's when you can see more EuroNASCAR 2 action in 2025. But if you want one last bit of action in EuroNASCAR Pro, you make sure to join us for the title deciding race in just over an hour's time, just under an hour's time now, as a matter of fact. We will be back on the air at 1:30 Central European time for the last race of the year, the EuroNASCAR Pro Playoff Final. Next up here at Zolder.